Alrighty, everybody. Let's give everybody a nice round of applause. If we can. Let's get everything rolling here. All right. Been a wild weekend, my good people. I was thinking back on some things that, well, first and foremost, I hope everybody today finds everybody well. And thank you for your support. And the like button, the share button, subscribe. I appreciate it, Dapper the Rapper. I appreciate it. I'm trying to remember this story, my good people. When I was younger with my brothers, and we used to go exploring out into the woods. We'd camp overnight and near a lake, and we would enjoy Mother Nature. And when I was running around with those wise guys, some of these guys were hunters, and some guys, had other hobbies like regular people. And so I used to talk about, yeah, when I used to go out to the San Wash and can and one of them said, well, yeah, they had a property out there, out in the woods near a nice lake, and if you want to go out there. So I said, maybe sometime, whatever. So it was private property, I guess, and that you could go out there, I would imagine. So it was mob owned. So then come upon a time, I says, somebody says, oh, I think they're selling that property. Go out and enjoy. If you want to go camp out there for a night or so, go out there, and there's a lake, fishing, and go enjoy it. I says, all right. So I ride out, and the guy's telling me, you ride out, you park in an area, then you just got to hike a little bit. You got to hike a little bit, and then there's like a more prominent trail, and then there's another trail that's like less beaten. It's a less of a beaten path, and you go there, and you'll find it. So I make my way up. I got a couple of things: uh, Coleman grill, fishing pole, and tackle box. And I'm going up, and there's another dwelling there with a car. There's another dwelling, and this guy comes out of the house with a lady and says, "Where you going? What are you doing? What?" Uh, I I like, well, I'm gonna go stay up at the cabin and go fishing and everything. And the guy's like, well, who told you that? Well, why don't you just turn around and get the hell out of here? And I says, well, I named this guy and that. He goes, oh, well, yeah, he's trying to make small talk. And I'm thinking, some people are territorial about their hunting and fishing. And I'm thinking, he just doesn't want me to fish there and take his fish or whatever. So I'm trying to play it off. I'm thinking, yeah, he just wants privacy to get me out of there. And he's like, why don't you just turn around and go home? And I'm like, nah, that's all right. And then he's asking me about, is this guy still around? Is that guy still around? This was this guy I was talking to, Italian guy. And I'm going, I don't know, and all that. I just want to get rid of them, get up there, chill, start fishing. Then when night falls, build a fire and do my camping thing. So I get up there, and it's like 2 rooms. Nice though, but run down. And there was a burned out car, a burned out car. But you just figure there's kids that are young kids. There could have been a car there. Kids go in the woods and they burn shit up and all that kind of stuff. So it's didn't seem anything really out of the norm. And so there's a sleeping area, and then there's like another area, a common, like a living area, pantry, a place where there was a stove, a wood, cast iron, put wood in that wooden stove. And so I'm taking everything in stride. I'm excited and everything, and I want to rough it. Well, it's not like outdoors, but I want to catch some fish and enjoy Mother Nature. And the walls in the cabin had all kinds of stuff written on it. Just Jimmy 1974, Jack 77. And I'm just taking everything in. And then I see a thing, the Canary Cemetery. And well, I don't know. People, so there was probably some gangsters here and they're talking about whatever, putting stuff on the wall. And so I'm getting settled in and I'm exploring the cabin. I'm trying to explore the cabin, get my environment. And there's a nightstand and there's Playboy magazines in there and there's bullets in there. Bullets, and then there's letters of inconsequential letters of stuff. And I was checking out the postmarks and they were old. And then there was letters that were written, but they weren't finished. I'm out here doing this, and going on to whatever, loved one, and then there was no finish to the letters. And you don't try to. I'm not thinking anything close to foul play or anything like that. Yeah, it's gonna be some mafia flavor to the cabin and wise guys that camped and talked smack and wrote stuff down, and it's expected. So I go fish, catch some things, and a guy comes up. Oh, you're still here? I said, yeah, bro. What? He said, I told you should leave. And I'm thinking, what a pain in the butt this guy is. He thinks I'm catching all the fish out of the damn lake or whatever. I don't know. And so night fishing is a good time to fish. Nighttime fishing. They bite and, fisherman stuff. And so I'm getting tired and I'm fishing. And from the cabin to the lake is 25 feet, maybe 30, 25, 30 feet. It's close. And so I get back in the cabin and I got this light and I'm looking on the floors and I'm seeing these red dots, and then I'm seeing bigger dots along a wall, and then you could see where there was a splash of something, but it was cleaned and it was smeared. Now I'm thinking everything innocent, 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 and then all of a sudden things are starting to come to me. And 1 and 1 is 2, and 2 and 2 is 4. And then there was a bleach thing and I was like, This is where they came and whacked people. This is where they set people up to whack them. And it's all starting to make sense. And so now the guy that had the most access when you first come onto this property, there was like a main thing where you could access. So I'm thinking, I'm not going to sleep. I'm gonna get out of here, pack up and get the hell out of here. And it's starting to get dawn. It's starting to get the morning light. And I hear somebody beeping on the horn down near the other guy's cabin. And beeping and laying on it and laying on it and laying on it. I'm going, what the hell? Did I park this? Well, it doesn't make any sense. So I'm looking, and then I hear somebody come up around, and I'm thinking, oh, shit. I'm thinking, wow, I got set up. And I run around. I circle around just to get to my car. I'm going to leave everything. And I get down to where my car is, and all my tires are flat on my car. 4 flat tires. I don't care. I'm riding the rims out of there. I don't care what happens. It was only maybe 10 miles, 12, 15 miles to a main access road, and then go call somebody and then get rescued out of there. So, and this was at a time when at the office with Sam and the wise guys, and it was a turbulent time, excuse me, during people were disappearing. People were wondering. Thank you, Dapper the Rapper, Michael Clendinas, and Ivan Lore. Thank you, my good people. Help me out. This was a turbulent time, and people were disappearing, I reckon, and so I was wondering who the hell, because I didn't figure Sam liked me, the boss. I was wondering who's the cutie pie that was going to send me down to the death cabin. And so I get situated. I go home. I get a good night's sleep. I'm going to the club. I don't care about nothing. I mean, I talk about being scared and submissive and all that kind of stuff, but I was young and a little crazier. And I'm going to go to the club and I'm going to be aggressive. I don't care. So I get up there. I get to the parking lot. There's a Mama Luke out of there. One of the guys on his crew saying, "Oh, what are you doing here?" Like he was shocked to see me. And maybe somebody was in on the know that, yeah, we're going to go get this JoJo over there. Hell with him, blah, blah, blah. Show him in the damn lake with the rest of the damn bodies. So he's talking. I just walk right by, and there's guys in the back, and Sam's there. He says, "What the hell are you doing here unannounced?" I said, "I got to talk to you away from these guys." So, well, I thought you were out at the cabin camping with everything. Nah, you know what's going on, bro. You know what's going on. So he says, "Hold on, go outside, smoke a cigarette. I'm gonna ask a couple guys here." I thought he's just giving me the brush off, but I thought we were truly close. So, and I had some prior fracases with these guys where I broke the rules, but my godfather was an enforcer for the Colombo family, and he bailed me out because I wasn't a made man and I couldn't talk to some of these wise guys in a certain way if you're not made or whatever, mafia rules. And so there was a history with some of these guys, and they didn't like me, and they wanted to just probably get me the hell out. And so, and everybody knew it too. So we come back, and we're talking. He's sitting down. I says, "Well, you know what? I already called my godfather in New York. I already called, and he's gonna come up here, and he's not gonna ask any questions. He's just gonna come up here and rock and roll." And that's all there is to it. Oh, stop. Oh, stop, stop, stop. How dare you disrespect this and that? And it's like, I don't even care. You think I'm cooperating with the government or whatever. All your guys are cooperating. And what does Jojo know? I don't know anything. I'm a delivery boy. Give me the milk and bread, and I give you drunk bastards rides home from clubs and card games. I don't know anything. You're all bad actors. I'm done. I want out. I don't want to know nothing. My godfather knows. He's got your names, and he's gonna deal with it the way they deal with it. They make a big thing about it. And so about he says, come back in 3 days, whatever. I said, I'll come back whenever the hell I want. I'm not under any loyalty or anything to you, or anything like that. In the meantime, this guy's screaming and hollering, how dare you? I think he was the guy. He was the main plotter. He's hollering, he's a punk. Get him out of here. All this other kind of stuff, because he was the one I told way back, take your gun off and let's go in the woods and fight. He probably would have whooped my butt anyways, but I didn't care. So I broke the rules. He was one of the guys I broke that Cosa Nostra rules with and all of that kind of stuff. And he was the one saying, you get out of here, you little wimp. You had a scary night in the woods and all that. And then, and he's insulting me and everything else. And so that all calms down. And I get out of there. And my godfather had told me to call him back certain time. And sometimes he'd tell me, call him back at a different number. And, hey, Ivan, enough of that. You wonder why? So I'd call him back at different numbers at certain times. And so he said, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Don't go in there talking smack, blah, blah, blah. And everything's cool. Don't you dare get hot-headed, Jojo. Just everything's cool. Business as usual. I says, I got to go in there. They're going to talk. He says, no, they're not. He says, no, they're not. No, they're not. You want to go have lunch with Sam? You want to have dinner? You want to give a couple guys a ride and all that? I says, give them a ride at 2 o'clock in the morning when they're drunk and they're holding weapons? He said, everything's fine. I take his word for it, and everything was cool. And then after that, the guys that own that property, or this Italian guy that was at that property, that couple, when I first went to go camp, they had told me turn around and go home. I didn't realize what their last name was, but I knew a lot of people with that, friends and acquaintances with that last name. And years later, I was talking to them, and I'm like, are you related to the people that were out in the woods in the wilderness? Yeah, well, that's my Uncle Bill or whatever like that. And I said, yeah, well, they were there when I was camping. And they're like, you what? And I was like, oh, yeah, they were whacking everybody out there left and right. It was on the hush, but somehow they'd get the victims, to get out there. And I was like, well, I was out there, and they're like, oh my gosh. And I I said I escaped out of there on 4. They flattened my tires. I got out on rims. I got out of there on rims. He's like, holy cow. I was like, yeah, there's like, he said, you're lucky. You're lucky. And I said, yeah, there was the names on the wall, memorializing things, and Canary Cemetery, and Tom 1974, different things, and camping stuff and all that. And I'm out there like a greenhorn, not thinking about. I'm just thinking everything's innocent, and then little by little by little, I get my bearings, and they're trying to trap me in there. The guy blocked the guy down there. He must have been connected, and he blocked the roadway for them to get out. He blocked it, so he must have had some power, and he had blocked that, and he's beeping the horn. And I ran around to get to my car. They flattened my tires. They should have just like put the hood up and So the cabin is probably an Airbnb today. Yeah, right now it's $1,000 a weekend to go out there. Well, it was all private property. I think it was mob owned. They owned a lot of property, and some of the smart people did regular investments, real estate, and everything like that. But there was a lot of wilderness and beautiful lakes, and it was just a prime area for foul play, and just bodies in the lake. But I'm thinking I'm pretty street smart and savvy and all that. Wow, how nice. I'm going to go camp in a nice cabin, do some fishing, catch some pike, some trout. Yeah, how nice. Build a nice fire. Wow. And then I'm slowly looking at the cabin, and I'm just thinking, oh, whoa, I got to get the hell out of here. Yeah, they were coming up. Somebody in that crew or somebody up there thought it would be a good idea to just freaking ambush me and throw me in the lake or burn me up or do whatever they're gonna do. So I said, and then it was business as usual for a little while, but the writing was already on the wall. I'm gonna navigate my way out of that mix and get back to the real just regular living. I mean, oh gosh. What they were doing was, even if they didn't entice somebody to go out there, because not every wise guy's interested in a fishing trip out on a lake, but I think they would just bring their victims at gunpoint out there and do them in, and just bring them out there for a good place to conceal a freaking body and murder or do whatever. You could burn them up to a pulp. So that's that crazy story. And you could see where people, just in my looking and exploring through things, you could see where people started their stay, and then it didn't finish. You could see. Good morning, Joel Gold, new guy here. IH Farmer 81. Ivan Lord, Depper the Rapper, Michael Condinas. I thought I'd throw something different in for some content, and these things pop in my mind once in a while. When I was younger, me and my brothers, we'd love to survive out in the woods and go fishing and eat the fish and live and campfire with the old Coleman grills, those green Coleman grills, and it was a lot of fun. But I missed the ball on that one. I missed the ball. I was like, oh, this is nice. And this is the time when things were getting turbulent. And I thought, wow, how nice I can just go relax, get back to Mother Nature. And somebody's gunning for me, unbeknownst to me. So uh, a lot of those guys disappeared for whatever reasons down the road. And just bad situation, people that are involved in that life and getting tied up in all that craziness and insanity and survival and paranoia and who's ratting on who, and you better get this person first, or do we think he's ratting or not, or and paranoia. Then, well, if he's gonna rat, I better rat on him first, and then it's just paranoia, psychopathy, evilness, bloodthirsty, just all too crazy, completely too crazy. So that's that. Joel Gold, IF Hammer 81. Anybody that comes in here, I appreciate you guys just viewing me, hitting the like button. I appreciate it. I've done this grassroots the hard way. You know, I don't have much editing or tech software and all that kind of stuff. I'll give you guys another applause. This is my high tech right here. This is my high tech. To the good people that come out. Applause to you folks. Help a guy out and inspire me and give me confidence and enjoy life and see some. So, hey, Ivan, thank you, man. Thank you for that super chat, Ivan Lore. It's good people out there, man. Good people. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I don't get many donations and things like that. I'm not some retired mobster sitting on millions of dollars buried somewhere. No, I don't. I have a limited budget. I don't mean to come up here and cry a river, but you guys know. Yeah. Happy Palm Sunday. Thank you for your support. And I'm going to keep trying my channel and we're going to rise up. Man, thank you. I love and compassion. I talk about mafia crazy stuff and this and that, but I'm a mama's boy. I'm a wimp. Somebody said I'm a wimp, but I like that. That's the real fabric of life. That's a feel good stuff, you know. Here's a cup of coffee for Mr. Lore. When you donate, I start addressing you as Mr. Thank you, Mr. Ivan Lore. Thank you. I appreciate your support. We're going to try to get to that 1,000 subscribers. And I got some other stories, content of it's another couple things similar to this, but I was green and it's just like I'm young and I think I know everything about playing mental hopscotch and playing chess. And there's no way anybody on planet Earth is going to get anything over on me. And I'm thinking this way. And maybe sometimes it made my guard be down. You know, this naivety and cockiness, and that I'm the smartest guy on planet Earth and nobody can outfox me. And, so that wasn't good because I should have been more aware. I should have seen some of these things coming down the pike. And I didn't. But because for another reason was I liked the money I was getting from running these errands and stuff and getting tips. So sometimes this money blurs your common sense and your thinking. All I'm thinking about are these $100 bills. And I'm not thinking about, well, you know what? I'm not putting any extra thinking in and saying, well, this could be something bad. This might not be good for you, Joe. Forget about them $100 bills. Just tell Rick, nah, I can't do that. Or no, I'm not going to go there. So the money blurs your understandable. it blurs your common sense and put yourself in dangerous situations because, and even when I was giving these guys rides, and Sam the boss told me after a point, don't give nobody a ride anywhere, anywhere. Don't give anybody a ride. Don't give anybody a ride from this point on. I don't care what they're gonna give you, no, don't give anybody a ride. So I was like, but they give me money. They give me money. And I rolled a guy out of his freaking pockets the one time. I got in a little trouble about that. He got drunk. He had hundreds and hundreds of dollars all over the passenger side, drunk to the gills. I rolled him. He didn't know what he had, but they knew after the fact. So there's a little history about that. So I rolled him, you know. Like if you mug somebody, but not like a mugging on the street, they used to say, you rolled a guy. You rolled him. He got drunk. You went in his pockets or something. So that was just too easy. But that money, and he felt offended. Like then it got to be around where, the wise guys know that you let this little Joe freaking get you like that. So everything was funneling into negativity and wasn't worth the money. Wasn't worth it. I was educated academically, university, and it turned into this. I'm trying to sell steel at the office, but it's a bookmaking ring. So I could try to earn some tips, bebopping around like that for money on the side, where I should have been more focused on steel sales. It's tougher sell and just build up clients and commissions and rock and roll like that. But I realized at one point in time, the guy that owned the office, he wasn't going to last long. So there was only a shelf life. And at the end of the day, it's just like, run for the hills. So I appreciate that, Ivan Lore, and anybody that comes in here. He started watching my channel, and they give me support. Hey, we like to have support. We like to have support. And this is good therapy for me. I just lost a very close friend of mine, as you saw in the other video. And this is therapy for me. We're social creatures. And, that would have been cool, but whoever gave you that advice probably had the best intentions for you. Yep. So, yeah. My mind's been scattered. I thought about this story because I was thinking about fishing. I was in my closet. I saw my old tackle box. And I was like, I got to get back to the basics and go find a place to fish. And then I remembered that. Death cabin. Wow. And see, there was sadistic assassins, and that was a perfect place for torture, where you're isolated out nowhere. And some of these guys were thank you, Death Cabin. Some of these guys were just truly barbaric, animalistic. And my godfather was a sensible, cool, loving guy. But with this other side, he was telling me a story about where he was torturing somebody and he had a gleam in his eye. And he was brung up Christian with Christian precepts and, and all of that nurturing. And I always try to be perceptive and looking, and he'd have a gleam in his eye. And I thought, wow, yeah, I got the blowtorch, and then I was in the private area, and he's loving it, Where was the cabin located? I can't tell you where that cabin was located. Come on, Ivan. It ain't there. This was a million years ago. They buy up all these properties. That's it. You wanted to go stay in it though. No. These people are all dead. Mm. They're all dead. And nah, it's all desolate country stuff. That's all. But it was in Western New York. A lot of wilderness and unpioneered things back then. You could go into woods and see camp. It was more innocent and just real living. Geez, 40 years ago or so. So yeah, I don't know who. I have an idea who actually baited me into that, but I don't know where actually it came from. Hmm. The Poconos, yeah, they used to go hide out on the lam in the Poconos and Catskills. Yeah, they used to go up there to get away and hang out. I imagine this was a place that they actually, because a lot of these wise guys were actually hunters and outdoors people, just like anybody could be an outdoors guy and still be in the mob, especially if it's not in the concrete jungle. Even in New York, though, like you said, they would go camp in the Catskills and the Adirondacks. They would, even when they lived in the concrete New York. And it's fun, it's life, Mother Nature. So, yeah, that was crazy. I've been blessed with angels to help me escape all of this kind of stuff. And so it's still March. We're getting through the spring. Before long, I'm going to go back, find a place to go fishing. I ain't staying anywhere overnight. No. And you talk about camping. What about the Appalachian Trail? Hmm? The Appalachian Trail that goes all the way down the Appalachian Mountains. There's all kinds of crazy stuff that happens on that trail. Hiking that trail. I want to hike it someday. Uh, that's wild stuff. Yeah, I heard there's feral people stuff. From Virginia to Tennessee, I believe. Yeah, it'd be interesting. Uh, check it out. They got little. You might get. They got a little black bear, or brown bear, or something. But still got to be careful. I think on anything, just from the wilderness, wildlife, crazy people lurking around, you got to have a weapon. You got to. You don't want to. You got to have a weapon. I mean, you just have to. From wilderness animals, or crazies, or feral people. You don't want to get stuck without a weapon. Just for basic, yeah, the indigenous hillbillies, they're inbreeding and everything. It's crazy. You gotta have you just, yeah, yeah. If you're gonna go camping there, you go to sleep and you like this with a weapon. That's all. Go to sleep with your hand on your weapon. Just don't shoot yourself in your sleep. That's all. Just don't sleep. Just don't blow your damn leg off or something. So yeah, what did I put on here? Yeah, what the heck? Yeah, well, it was funny after the fact. I met the people. I knew the common relatives of that couple that were on that property, and they were like, You live to tell. You live to tell. Holy cow, we heard all kinds of stuff. The Canary Cemetery, that's where I said that because that's what they said. So, but I wasn't a canary. I knew later on they were asking questions. Well, what do you think Joe knows? And what Joe don't know anything. What about this? No, Joe, somebody got so paranoid, maybe behind Sam's back, the boss, and said, let's sneak this. Let's sneak him. Let's sneak him. They flattened the tires on my car. I was riding the rims. I could smell uh that getting hot. I could smell the metal and the rubber flying. I'm going, what did I get into here? What's going on here? And I'm just, I don't care. I don't care. And then I got into a little city, and then I pulled over, made some phone calls, and then got out of there. Mr. Ruffino, good morning, my captain. Yeah. But I was thinking, why didn't they just try to disable my engine? Just go disable it. If you're going to get out of here, you're going to have to run. Joel Gold. Now, don't go picking on us hillbillies west of the Blue Ridge here in VA. We have got a bad rap. Yeah, hillbilly's a bad name. The people, you could go knock on a door and they would be inviting to help somebody out in need. Just like anybody. You can't just stereotype and say this or that because I like country living. I would rather be off the grid like a country folk. Some people say hillbilly, but I want to be a country folk like the old Western days and just get back to nature, forget about electronics, and I think that's the true way we were supposed to be living on planet Earth. Then all this electronic, political, all this distraction to get us away from our true nature of basic living, basic love and compassion, and just true spiritual stuff. And when you're in Mother Nature, in like Joel Gold, where he lives, that's better than a 5-star hotel to me. That's the real essence of life. So I'm not picking on I'm afraid to call you a hillbilly now. I'm not picking on hillbillies or anything like that. I'll call these guys in Batavia where I did those things. They're hick, whatever, to insult them for what went on over there, the past story. But other than that, I've been stuck in snow and things and wondering way out in no man's land with cars half in a ditch. And you know who come? The hillbillies. We'll get you out in 5 minutes. They come pull up on a tractor. I'm thinking your 4x4 F1 or whatever that is, your pickup, it ain't gonna do. I'm thinking, well, we'll be right back. These boys come with a tractor. And I'm like, I can pay you. Thank you. You said, no, it's all right. It's all right. Don't worry about it. Good living, spiritual love and compassion. Love and compassion. Yeah, this guy come. Uh, oh, oh, right, Joel? Wow, long haul truck. Wow. You see those that series on cable where those semi truck drivers are driving on all those icy roads up there. Jeez, those are some real men, man, doing these jobs. Holy cow! They got the chains on the tires and all that. Yeah, I want to do some traveling if possible. So, hey, I feel good. Canelli's in Schenectady if you get a chance. All right. Schenectady. Schenectady was people just hear the word. You don't hear Schenectady in mob lore. You don't hear. You hear Brooklyn, Queen, Bensonhurst, Niagara Falls. You hear Cleveland. You hear of all these cities, but Schenectady was part of a mob network. You don't hear about it in stories or anything like that. I used to run errands and had to go through that way, and that's where there was a network of some wise guys, a lot of wise guys that were there. But historically speaking, you don't hear about once upon a time back in 1992 in Schenectady, New York. You'll never hear that in a million years. But Schenectady used to get down and dirty, just like I say before. It don't matter about a geographical location or what's been in historical accounts of this and that that's recognizable to the public and with all the mob lore. But Schenectady, newsflash, used to rock and roll just like any other city. That's all. And I knew a couple guys. I-84, Joel. Yeah, I-84. I was familiar with the 84. And there were some cool dudes down there. A couple times I'd go through and somebody'd say, because see, I used to try to make record time. When I had to run an errand, I used to try to just set a land record, 6 hours and 22 minutes. Can I beat this land record? But one time the guy, I called back up north and he said, "Oh, while you're over there, I want you to talk to this guy, blah, 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 blah." And I had to go sit and wait. So it was screwing up my I used to try to be so fast and go back and forth real quick. But I met some, and they were good looking, clean dudes, smart and everything. And we had a good stay. And we exchanged phone numbers. We get together sometime. I meet them there and we ride down to New York and go to the racetrack and have fun. Just good people have fun. Forget about mob stuff. Just friendly people to live life and do things together. That's all. What do you know? What do you hear? What do you say? What do you got? Mr. Amari. All right. So that's that. That's that. Oh wow. So I appreciate you folks coming in here. My ticker seems to be stuck at 9. Somebody unsubscribed. You always get that. I'm trying to get to 1,000. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs. And then there's somebody in there and goes, I gotta unsubscribe. It's all right. I love the action. It's funny to me. That's just understandable in human behavior because I know I'm gonna, God willing, that I can keep pushing, and we'll get there. So thank you, folks. Thank you. That's a mob related story. I know I've been talking about other things, but we'll stay on track a little and give you things that you just don't hear about from all the other historical stuff that you've been exposed through in different type of platforms. So we go one we dig a little deeper here. We dig a little deeper, and I'm confident, and I'm supposed to be confident. So whatever numbers are, I'm still confident. So thank you, Joe Rufino. Thank you, Ivan Lord. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Love and compassion. I don't want to be wishy-washy, but hey, Joel Gold, thank you for coming in and first time coming in. Thank you for your input. I appreciate things here. I talk to the people on my channel, even hillbillies. No, I'm just kidding, Joel. Don't get mad. I'd rather live a hillbilly life or an outdoor life. I'd rather live like that. I want to go live off the grid. Ivan Lord, Joe Rufino, Michael Candinas. Michael K always comes in there and helps me out. I love the action. I love it. IH Farmer 81. I ain't got to speak on the farmers. You already know that. Hey, there's that. Ivan Lord called me a wimp. Oh, thank you, Ivan, for helping me, buddy. Michael Candinas, Dapper the Rapper. He's been riding on this bus for a long time, too. I want you guys to rise up in your everyday thinking, your everyday mental health, and that's all. These are stories and everything, but I want to rise people up. I was given a fourth chance at life, and my end of the bargain was you could tell a lot of mob stories, but you got to give some wisdom or some kind of knowledge or some kind of confidence. You're going to have to start doing that, Joe, to forget about a lot of blood and guts, get them in with the blood and guts, but then try to show and demonstrate love and compassion. Because at the end of the day, we all got to try to live and have fun. And the world is a vampire. We're going to be smacked around a little here or there, but you got to stay focused. That's all. Because I tell you about all the matrix and quantum physics and all that we are from royal DNA. We're from royal DNA. So the world will tell you you're nothing. The world is going to say you're nothing. Royal DNA, get lost. Systematically, we've been reduced and dumbed down in our natural self and thinking of what we truly were supposed to be here and what we truly are and what we're and the real fabric that we're made from. So that's why I try to share some of that, because if you're confident and to believe what you were born to be, then maybe you can realize that and accept it, to not just be a fancy saying from me, just to be the true, real truth, So I try to share that because I know I'm the best talk show host on YouTube. I know it. With whatever I use, because that's what the historical spiritual records tell me. Not to be some egotistical guy and be pompous. No, I know I'm capable. I know I can pull it off. And if I'm wrong, at least I'm still a confident person that likes to have fun and enjoy life. So, where are you pulling that fastball off out of the Akashic Records? You got to throw that curveball down here, Ivan Lore. The records. This man's done some research. This guy's done some research. We have a runner. But I love it. People go research stuff. Go look things up. Go see. Get knowledge. Get knowledge. What is everything about? People they're born, and you're just a conditioned program robot until the pine box. No, entertain different things. Well, I don't live in fear. I'll speak on things that sound completely unreal or absurd to people that can accept or dismiss. But to just try to shake people out of conformity. That's all. And it's not being egotistically to say, I know I'm the best. Well, why not think you're the best? Well, you only got 900 subscribers, Joe. There's other channels that got 200,000. Well, that's them. I'm going to get what I can get from this operation right here, and I'm going to go. Whatever these other numbers are, it doesn't have any influence on what I do. So that's why the world is out there, but stay focused on what your mission is, your job, your relationship. Stay in that game. Let that vampire run loose and find somebody else. Wear that armor. So that's how we do it here. That's how we do it here. I'll have 100,000 subscribers in 2 years. That's how I do it here, Joe Garcia. That's how I do it here. So I'm confident. I love life. I like to enjoy. I'm keeping that vibe steady. And then whatever wants to jump on that vibe, you guys got the vibe. You give me the vibe. And that vibe goes out into the universe, and like things attract like. Like attracts like. So, all right. Ivan Lore, Joe Garcia, Mike Amari, IH Farmer. We all love the farmers. We love the hillbillies. We love the country folk. We love everybody here because we're all from royal DNA. And if you don't believe it, the world will catch up to you, Dapper the Rapper. I see you over there. Michael Candinas. You guys are cool people, man. I dressed up for you guys. Yeah, they just stick around. Yeah, you're right, Joe Garcia. You got to start somewhere. I put out 450 videos in 2 years. I'm not shy. Put it in. Put it in. So, yeah, things aren't going to just fall out of the sky and fall into your lap. You got to put it in. Put it in. If the numbers aren't there or whatever, and you're not seeing the results you want to see, well, maybe it's you got to tweak something here or there, or figure it out and have some wisdom and knowledge to assess things. But I know I'm confident. I'm confident. That's all. I'm confident. But I have the angels that saved me many times. And if the universe accepts me into what my goals are, I accept it. If not, it's a blessing too. I believe in the realm. I believe in the realm because the realm is why I'm still here. So be the kings and queens of your world. God bless all you people for prosperity, wealth, and health in your lives. God bless all you good folks that come in here and keep me rocking and rolling. We're going to keep going and be the kings and let the world catch up to you. Have your goals and then the world will catch up. To stay in the game. You're going to have to bob and weave a little here and there, but stay in the game because this is an experiment I'm doing. This is an experiment. Jesus makes us all royal. We are royal. We are the children of God. That's not just good talk. That's just not something good to say. Believe it literally. Thank you, folks. Tune in again, and we're going to rock and roll. I hate saying goodbye or so long, and I really appreciate your support. Thank you for the super chat, Mr. Lore. And thank you, Joel Gold for coming in here, helping me out too. And I appreciate it all. So talk to you next time. Thank you.